time is it and what time is it? Let me tell you now, it is the DW World Equity Times. From now onwards, every Monday, 9 a.m., 10 minutes is all you need to spend with us. And on every Monday morning, we're going to pick a powerful stock, and it may come from Singapore markets, Malaysia markets, Hong Kong markets, China markets, US or UK markets. And we call this the OTOP 1910. One target, one purpose, Monday, 9 a.m. and 10 minutes. Be forewarned, we are not recommending any stocks, but it could be a very powerful stocks or very potential commodity counter for that particular week. So stay tuned, and what you're going to do next is every Monday, 9 a.m., just log on and watch us. Stay tuned and be our friend. I'll be right back. Happy New Year once again to everyone here, and welcome back to the OTOP 75, and this is for the week 10 January year 2022, and this is the first OTOP episode for this year 2022, and we welcome all of you. Come back, all right. And since this is the first OTOP of year 2022, of course we want to share something that you might have seen before, but then again it is really worth watching, and all it takes is just 10 minutes of a time to catch us well and get some tips for yourself. Right, today before we start off, let us quickly just take a look at what happened last Friday. Alright, last Friday we saw that Dow Jones closed at a price of 36,231 and down 4.8 points. S&P was down 19 points, and Nasdaq was down 144 points. And basically, if we look at last Friday, alright, the job numbers wasn't good. Okay, US non-farm payroll, well, let me check here. Non-farm payroll only rose at a very meager 199,000, alright, compared to a much higher forecast, alright, and things wouldn't look good. And of course, on top of that, we have other news that slammed the market, like the US Federal Reserve policymakers are talking about tapering again, and the market traders and analysts are expecting a rate hike this year, and most likely, well, it could be coming in April or May. Alright, so that actually put the lead on the market prices, and things were coming down. Okay, so what are we going to check on this 10th January 2022 OTOP 75? Alright, if we look at the gold prices, but gold prices actually was up $7, although past few days before the weekend, gold prices actually fell down again from $1,830 per ounce. Okay, and start to find a bottom here at 1790, where crude oil prices were actually hanging at $78 after reaching $80 US dollars per barrel. Well, let's quickly just go into this week. What are we looking for? Before that, let's take a look at the US dollar index. Well, indirectly, when we are talking about tapering, raising interest rates, yes, of course, technically we are talking about a stronger dollar, or dollar that could be inflating, right, in order to repatriate back the dollars from overseas to US market. But then again, if we look at the US dollar index, well, on the market there was a dip, alright, shown on Friday, okay, which on the day chart, this how it looks like, at the US dollar index closed at 95.72 on Friday. And of course, if you look at the month chart, I think well, market is pretty neutral, okay, between the top here 103 and the bottom here at about 89 103, so 95 96, that's about in the midpoint of the oscillation. Alright, going back to the day chart earlier, we have seen a potential crossing down. Okay, don't try to think too much, or don't expect why a tapering program could be putting the dollar on correction, where most people think the dollar could be strengthening, all right, because at the end of the day, the poor payroll figure has shown that, the recovery will be slow, although we are talking about interest rates rising. But then again, the policymakers could be issuing more stimulus. So it's actually between a tug of war of rising interest rates as well as issuing more stimulus that is going to put the US dollar weaker. Alright, so on a weaker dollar, in the next couple of weeks, or even starting from this week, 10 January, year 2022, we're expecting dollars to fall, and of course, when that happens, we are directly looking at a stronger gold prices. Okay, let's take a look at the spot gold prices here. If you look at the last week, yes, as I mentioned earlier, the market fell from 1830 here to the bottom about 1784 or 1780, and most likely, of course, we are looking at a US dollar going to be going sideways at a price of 1810. Alright, but of course, a weaker dollar potentially, we are still very optimistic. In fact, we have always been optimistic since last year, 2021, on a stronger gold prices. So this is a small market correction, and we are definitely looking at a stronger gold prices this year because of a safe haven, all right, by the global traders for pushing the money into the spot gold prices. And if you look at the month chart here, potentially, as we mentioned before, I remember, all right, clearly that this is a flag formation and the market is coming to the end of the consolidation, and definitely we are looking for the breakout. And this breakout potentially is on the top side, and it is not likely on the bottom side. The chances are very slim. Okay, we are putting a bet, and of course on the upside is a possible way to go, and the reason is because of the weaker dollar. So on the stronger gold prices this week, you know what I'm going to talk about. The gold mining stocks, of course, we are looking at many in the market. I have mentioned before, we have the Hong Kong Caojing 1818, we have the Zijing 2899, we have the Xinxin Mining 3833. But I would like you to take a look at this Hong Kong stock this week. Alright, that's for the 10th January, year 2022, and that is the 0347 Ankang Steel. I remember I mentioned this before, maybe 1 or 2 months back. But definitely, I'm going to tell you the reason why this stock is worth looking at. Alright, when I mentioned about gold prices, probably will be surging this week. Okay, from the 10th January year 2022. Alright, a day chart here shows a surge on the last Friday market close, and the momentum is going to positive. So don't miss out this. Alright, on a month chart, definitely we are also looking bottoming out at $3.50, which is a very good bottom, and the crossing here, potentially we are looking at a higher momentum for the Ankang Steel 0347 in Hong Kong to pick up. Alright, and let's take a look at the 4 hours chart, and 4 hours chart is a very wonderful pattern that also show a confluence turning up, alright, which has happened on Friday. So there is very little reason if you are not finding, you are not finding yourself why you don't like this stock. Okay, so OTOP 75 week 10 January year 2022 is all about Ankang Steel that we are going to talk about this week. Alright, I want to quickly just show you some potential figure before we lock it off. Alright, signing out from this OTOP 75 based on 21. Okay, the earnings as of December year 2021, okay, will be here. Alright, it's the earning is 9.39 billion US dollars per year. Alright, which is pretty healthy and growing on an annual basis. But if you look at the financial health here, I think the short term and the long term assets both cover the liability. And what's most very important that we always like to follow and watch is, alright, the debt is really very manageable at 11.9%. when it is measured against the equity ratio. Alright, so among all the state enterprises on the mining stocks in China that are all listed in Hong Kong, 0347 has got the least debt and bringing in healthy revenue and earnings. So, well, dividend paid out previously was 2.7%. So we have no reason to say that why we are not putting a position in Ankang Steel 0347. Got it? Well, if we got it, then start the action. OTOP 75, alright, DW World Equity Time. Well, thank you for watching us, and do come back. This is a new year, and definitely year 2022 will be a better year for all of us. So stay tuned, and I shall be back.